On today's show, we dig deep into our archives and wind back to 2008. We head to Brisbane's Archerfield Speedway and look back on the drama-filled grand finale from the 2007-08 World Series Sprintcars. Then we return to current day and head back into the Speedweek studios for the third round of the High-Tech Oils Speedweek E-Series, powered by Gran Turismo Sport and PlayStation 4. With 2 rounds already completed, our sim racers are readying themselves to tackle the undulating and challenging Laguna Seca in California. This is Speedweek.
It's been a long, hard road. The finish line is drawing nearer, but the race is far from over. The Wanless World Series Sprintcars Championship has entered its final weekend, and 2 ruthless nights in Queensland are all that stands between glory and failure. In the race for the Sprint Car crown, Brook Tatnell has led the way since round 1. But anything can happen on Championship D-Day. Only 16 points separate Tatnell from the fearsome duo of Max Dumesny and Robbie Farr, both men being former champions who know the sweet taste of success. Amid the battle for the championship, the Rookie of the Year title is also up for grabs between James McFadden, Ricky Maiolo and Peter Lack. The youngest contender is Livewire James McFadden, who looks set to seal the deal here tonight at BIS.
I'd like to hope so. It's a pretty prestigious award. We'll see what happens at the end of the night.
Now, you've also been slowly but surely sneaking up the points. I think you're sitting in about 7th position, so no doubt you'll be trying to consolidate there and maybe even move up 1 or 2 if possible.
Oh yeah, I'd love to move up, but the aim tonight is really to finish, and finish highly is always the goal, but finishing is a pretty big goal tonight.
I thought you were pretty good at Premier Speedway at our previous round. You obviously love the high banks and the hooked up bull ring. Maybe you can translate that here tonight to another quick time.
Well, I hope so. It'd be good. We haven't really had that many quick times this season, but Brisbane's a very different track to every other track in Australia, and we'll see if we can go all right.
Trailing McFadden in 8th place, Peter Lack will have a mammoth task reeling in his fellow Queenslander.
Oh, it's pretty tough. You know, it's James is probably going to have a failure for me to have a really good night to make it make it happen. And look, stranger things have happened. We're back at Brisbane and it's a pretty tough track, and tonight's going to be really tough. So it's possible, but I've got to keep my head level and I'm probably not after that now. I'm after just a round win would be good. Another round win would be awesome. Especially back home and to finish the thing off. So we'll give it our best shot and give it a go.
Mate, last time we saw you in action was at SunGold Stadium. Can you take us through what happened there coming out of turn 4? Was it a pretty hard knock into the wall for you and the team?
Yeah, look, we bottomed the car out. It bottomed out on the clay, and the big hunk of clay got caught up in the chassis somehow, I don't know how, and it jammed my foot flat on the throttle, so we just had to sort of basically throw it into the wall and just wrecked all the rear end of it. But, we're back. We raced following weekend again, so the car's good. So.
And how did you go then? It was here at BIS?
Yeah, we come back to BIS. We struggled qualifying again, but we got our setup right, or better towards the feature, and we come from 10th to 4th. So the car was strong, and we've modified the car again for this weekend to make it better again. So we're really looking forward to tonight.
Ricky Maiolo is another potential candidate for the Rookie of the Year award, and believes a strong time trial will put him in a good position at the end of the night.
Who knows? Hopefully it does, but yeah, we've been having a fair bit of bad luck with time trials, but we'll give it a shot.
Mate, you've just about completed your 2nd full World Series Championship. I know you missed a couple of rounds last season, but has it been more fun this time around?
Oh yeah, there's been plenty of ups and downs, but you take the good with the bad, but yeah, it's good.
What about your family and the team, all the boys? Have they enjoyed themselves this time around, do you think?
Oh yeah, I reckon, they have all enjoyed it. Like normal, you have good meetings, bad meetings, but overall, yeah, the family's enjoyed it.
So what's it going to take, mate, to make the show here tonight and figure somewhere amongst the top 10?
Good qualifying helps everything.
There's some big names here too, with the current World of Outlaws champion. A daunting task at all when you look across at his 15 race car?
Yeah, he's just parked 2 cars over, and he's pretty good.
With 4 wins in the bag this season, Cameron Gessner looks to carry his good form into round 14.
Obviously it's been great, we've had some solid finishes with 4 wins in 6 seconds, so everything's been going really well, and the car and team have gelled really well together, so it's been great.
Now, is it a new team out on the track this season? And secondly, can you tell us a bit about the Cheetah chassis that you're running?
The team, it's a new formation of owners. Paul Gisingham and Peter Green ran Michael Carver from the US last year, and luckily enough I've got a personal sponsor with Dave Horrell, and he gives me my motors, so we've formed and made quite a good team, so it showed on the track this year. And we run Australian built Cheetah chassis made by Nathan McDonald, and they've been awesome, along with the shocks that Nathan brings in, the VRPs, and it's made us for a strong package.
Now, last time we watched you in World Series action, it was a great dogfight between yourself, Brazier, Andrew Shirley and Danny Reedy. No doubt that will spur you on here tonight for bigger and greater things.
Yeah, there was a bit going on with Gazza at that time, and it showed that night. But World Series is always really tough. There's a lot of great drivers and teams and competitors here, so we should be in for a fair show, especially with 50 laps and 20 to win. So just hope we can put the Energy Motorsport Cheetah up the front there and hopefully bag that 20.
One man who is very popular amongst the competitors is Performance Wholesale's Bill Mann. Bill is providing the major prize for the outright champion, which is a brand new 410 cubic inch sprint car power plant.
Well, it was just an idea I had. It was an engine I had left over. It was an engine I was putting together for Gary Brazier when he ran for me the following year, but it never got to happen. So I had this engine. I thought, well, what will I do with it? And I was going to build it up and sell it. And then when World Series basically got together and they didn't have the Proton, so I thought, well, maybe an off on the engine, and that was my whole idea.
World Series Sprint Cars is appreciative of the efforts and generosity of Bill and the team at Performance Wholesale.
Well, Performance Wholesale is basically just a company that supplies high-performance engine parts to the whole of Australia. And we've been working on it now for 20-odd years, and we just work harder all the time, promote our business, promote our products, and basically all we sell is engine parts with a little bit of surplus speedway stuff, yeah.
As the drivers prepare to head into the final round here in Brisbane, let's take a look back to the series that was. This is Donny Schatz in the 15 entry, working the high side of the Perth Motorplex. Oh, look out, he's ridden the right rear of Dobmeyer. The American could be out of the contest. Huge drama. But here he comes to accept the checkered flag. Brook Tatnell for Cricky Motorsport and Toyota Genuine Parts the victor in round 1 of Wanless World Series Sprint Cars.
The second 30-lapper of the series is underway, and keep an eye on that 29 car. That's Kerry Madsen, who's looking sharp tonight, and so too is Donny Schatz in the 15 car.
Oh, gee, here they come again. Donny Schatz out in front. He's coming up behind Sean Bradford to put a lap on him. Madsen to the inside. Can he make it stick? Hooks up on the rubber and drives away from the World of Outlaws champion. Donny Schatz continues to chase him as they come off turn number 4. It's too late. The checkered flag has dropped. David Murcott, look at him trying to hustle and muscle his way past Reedy. They trade tyre paint and he makes it stick going into corner number 1. Oh, look at this, he's past Brook Tatnell around the outside. He's going to try and go on with it. He's bounced some moisture through 3 and 4. Flat to the boards, action down the main chute. Riley on the inside. Black trying to nail it. He's finally gapped him. Brook Tatnell now closing in. Have a look at this. A lap car involved. Oh, Peter Lack spun the car. Can he keep it going? Oh, he's performed the 720. If he stalls the car, he'd go to the rear. As he heads into corners 3 and 4, comes around to accept the checkered flag here at Kalgoorlie International Speedway.
Here we go. Here we go.
Oh, coming together here between Brian Mann and Jason Loveday. Gee, that was a bit messy, Steve.
Yep, there goes the 16 car.
Yeah, they're all there supporting and cheering Brook on tonight for Robbie Farr. He wants to spoil the party here. Look at him carrying the front wheels off the deck. Here's J&J really motoring forward. just got a little bit hotter. Danny Reedy, Gary Brazier and Cameron Gessner going at it. Hammer and tongs. Oh, Johnson and Thorley. Oh, Stevenson smacked the concrete. Oh, David Murcott spun right in front of him. Max has nowhere to go. Climbed up over his front end. Gee, I hope he hasn't cut a tyre down. Oh, absolute tragedy for Mr. Valvoline as Wanless wins it. Shirley second, Reedy in for third.
And here comes Max Dumesny in car number 5, the Valvoline Express to the main straight, trying to get up there in the placings.
Here comes Max. Full noise down the main chute. Can he cut a pass on Johnson? Johnson to the bottom. Max on the cushion, he just bangs it. Oh, he hits it again. Wild stuff.
Gary Brazier takes out round number 6 at Tyre Power.
Robbie finds that moisture again on the bottom. I think he's got the lead. A fantastic pass. Max dive bombs him back on the bottom. It's a drag race down the back chute. East Coast Pipelines pilot and Mr. Valvoline going at it.
It doesn't get any better than this, John Gobby. We're at the top turn once more. Robbie Farr is putting everything into this one.
The checkered flag set to unfurl. What a drive. Robbie Dick and the boys will be absolutely ecstatic with that win.
A main time at Mountain Dew Ice International Speedway.
Tatnell now looks underneath Max Dumesny and he makes the pass. More trouble coming out of 4. Dan Morton has tipped the car over and he's finished up on his roof. The Cajun sensation reigns supreme here at Latrobe. These two continue to go at it, hammer and tongs.
Jason Johnson, the winner of Speedweek last summer, and he's on song tonight, but keeping him honest is Robbie Farr.
The Jim Beam Armour All GT Bobcat Superlock Speedster takes the win. There's another coming together, Hall and Murcott.
Continuing to lead, round number 10 is this man, Brook Tatnell, and on his tail in car number 7 is Robbie Farr. They're forever side by side.
Dr. Evil Robbie Farr pulls the trigger and executes the pass on Brook Tatnell. Green again as Johnson sizes up Robbie Farr. Down the back to the drag race. They touch wheels. Johnson hits the lead. Farr nearly loops it. Jason Johnson, he has driven a beautiful race and he will take the win. That's 3-peat for Happy Feet here at Murray Bridge. Sitting in second place in the points tally, Max Dumesny knows that it could be anyone's championship coming into the final round.
Just hope we have a couple of good nights and the rain stays away. It looks a bit ordinary that way, but it can be anything. Anyone's race or anyone's World Series would be pretty well. The way the points are over the last 2 nights, anyone could close if they have a bad night. Robbie could even win. So, it's close. It'll be good.
And Max is one competitor who isn't unnerved by the ever-present force of American drivers.
But they're just other races. It really doesn't worry me too much. As long as they're finishing behind me, I don't care.
Although holding on to the number 1 spot by the narrowest of margins, Brook Tatnell is confident that he has what it takes to secure the championship, the 20 grand and a new engine.
No, we're here to win this thing. Todd Walner's probably said it best once. He said he's not here for a haircut. Well, I'm not here for a haircut because I already got one in Sydney. So we're here just to pick up 20 grand for this weekend and pick up Billy Mann's brand new motor for the World Series Championship.
Over the years, Brook has managed to gain 12 World Series race wins in Brisbane. But previous successes aside, Brook is taking each race and day as it comes.
I mean, yeah, we've always been good here. I mean, there's not a racetrack that we go to that we're not confident about winning at. So, it doesn't hurt us, but it doesn't give us any great advantage unless it, a few of the guys, it may psych a few of the guys out. But Max is a little bit smarter than that. He knows that tonight's a new night, everything's a new day, and you just got to keep battling away. So, we're here, as I say, we'll get through tonight. If we can get through tonight and pick up a couple extra points and give us a little bit more buffer, but we're here to win $20,000 right now. it's a good payday, can turn the year around for everyone, and if we win this 20 grand, it'll also mean we've won the championship. So, that's what we're here for. We're here to redeem ourselves, and we're here to beat the best in the world, and that's why you got Schatz and Pittman and Max and Farr here.
As teams prepare for the last qualifying period of the series, the adrenaline is pumping, the drivers dialed in, the focus intense. 35 cars face the electronic timer. For last round winner and defending champion Max Dumesny, it's a real shocker. 6th last. Perhaps Max's only consolation is that he was still one ahead of American Jason Johnson. Up at the pointy end of things, North Dakota's Donny Schatz has flown back into Oz for Gary Rush Racing and claimed 8th fastest. 7th spot to another sprinter from the land of Uncle Sam, Mike Carver from Pennsylvania. In 6th, the 40-year-old Queenslander Todd Wanless in the self-serve auto parts 61. 5th fastest today is the 27-year-old Queenslander Cameron Gessner in car 26. 4th, and it's the 36-year-old former motocross star Trevor Green in the Adrad Radiators number 11. 3rd fastest in the mainline Dynalog JEI, Victorian David Murcock. For second quick time, it's Robbie Farr, the son of Dennis, the brother of Colin, races all. But claiming the top qualifying prize, Oklahoma's Darren Pittman for the Titan Garages group. The time, 11.456.
Plenty more action coming to you after the break from the Kings of Wings. Before we crank into tonight's A-Main, time to check out all the thrills and spills of the preliminary events.
Starting with Oklahoma's Darren Pittman taking a ride on the wild side.
Most unfortunate for our Conf Cam's #1 qualifier. We watch now Brian Mann, he got it all wrong and parked the 16 J&J. And now into the wall, big time, Kevin Tepman in the black 59 entry. Oh, chiropractor, here I come. Next one here coming out of turn number 2, Matt Brown, the Western Australian. He's got together with Aidan G, who was ridden out a violent series of flips. Oh, his car was like a helicopter blade. Next up is a big chain collision here, triggered by Ronnie Barber, who got it all out of shape coming out of turn number 4, and he's taken 4 or 5 with him.
Brisbane International Speedway, preliminary A-Main, distance 25 laps. Let's look at the grid.
Cameron Gessner, the big fella, your pole sitter. Trevor Green, the Adrad Speedster, out of 2. Robbie Farr, 3. Donny Schatz out of 10. Max Dumesny out of position number 16. We're just about ready for the launch.
It's Gessner and Green on the front row. Robbie Farr and Andrew Shirley in row number 2. We're off to the back straight, and grabbing the early lead is the red 11 Adrad car of Trevor Green.
He seemed to be on the preferred line there, Steve, as they came out of turn number 4. I think Gessner got on the gas, just spun up his right rear and couldn't really go forward. But now the big fella, top points man to this point in time, is out and after the South Aussie Charger.
Donny Schatz, the star recruit from the US of A, is in the yellow 15 car, very deep in the pack, not making an impression. Looks like he's on a recce at the moment, just checking things out.
He just won. Oh, gee, Donny Schatz just bumped the concrete there down the back chute. He might be the current World of Outlaws champion, but he's certainly not infallible, as we saw during the early couple of rounds of Wanless World Series Sprint Cars. There's Robbie Farr in the Orcon Vermeer East Coast Pipeline number 7. And he's mindful of the championship here tonight. All points critical.
Your race leader is Trevor Green in the Adrad number 11. Andrew Shirley giving a good account of himself. There's Darren Pittman from Oklahoma driving for the Titan Garage Group.
Leno and the team have had to work very hard tonight in repairing this race car.
It's amazing it's back on the track after the crash earlier tonight.
Yeah, that slower car just checked up and left Darren with absolutely nowhere to go, and he rode out a pretty hard flip. We're watching the 2 self-serve auto parts machines, the Thorley brothers racers, Peter Thorley and Todd Wanless, doing battle at their favourite track.
Are they ganging up on the American?
It seems that way, doesn't it?
Team orders here. car, 51 and 61. 61 is Wanless, Peter Thorley in 51, and charging up behind them is Donny Schatz.
A couple of beautifully presented race cars, the JEI chassis. What a good shot that would make too. The photographers will be going berserk down here on the infield at BIS. But here is our man of the moment for Australia-wide towing, Green Welding and Adrad Radiators, Trevor Green. Can he take this one from green to checkers?
John Cobby, I've got to say, this is a pretty lacklustre performance from Donny Schatz to this point.
You see he's up in the heavy stuff there, trying to get the maximum out of his shaver power plant, Steve. Perhaps he's not 100% committed tonight. The track locked down and very fast. Maybe he wants to save himself for the big money in tomorrow night's 50-lapper.
Boy, do you reckon Robbie Farr's not using the brakes?
Yeah, the brake rotor there, absolutely glowing red from the Milperra New South Welshman. Here's Cam Gessner, the 27-year-old Queenslander who has been out on the road with World Series previously. He'd love to be back on the trail once again as Trevor Green hones in behind Darren Jensen. He's lifted the front end and nearly flipped into the path of our leader. Tragedy for Jensen.
What a night for Reeve Cruck. Both of his cars.
As we watch it on our Titan Garages and Carports replay, he's got the car in, hooked and up, over he goes. Green actually did clip him with the outside panel on his top wing. Amazing. And to think Trevor Green's top wing, he's used it for the past 2 seasons, Steve. Just shows you how smooth a pilot he is.
Looking very confident tonight up front in car number 11 is South Australian born and bred Trevor Green. We haven't had any changes in the top 4 places since the first flag dropped. Still in second is Cameron Gessner. Andrew Shirley runs in third, and in fourth now is Robbie Farr in car number 7, the East Coast Pipeline entry.
Well, the east coast of Australia has certainly received plenty of rain. As you can see, there's a lot of water on the infield, and there has been quite a lot of rain in the lead up to this event. There's a good shot of Darren Pittman. In behind him, the rock star Danny Reedy. Todd Wanless now with the upper hand on teammate Peter Thorley as they blast their way down the main chute. Brook Tatnell just ahead of them. The Australia one for Cricky Motorsport will want to bring the car home in one piece from this one tonight. Schatz continues to work the heavy stuff. Look how high he is. The World of Outlaws champion really trying his very best to work the top on this circuit. It's just not happening for him.
He sits in 10th place midway through this race. 25-lapper tonight. It's a 50-lapper tomorrow night for the grand final.
Danny Reedy in the Queensland Speedway Spares entry. A podium finish here back in round 5 from memory. He then carted a second place finish at Borderline. His best result for Wanless World Series Sprint Cars this season as Trevor Green blasts by yet again. Isn't it great to see him back on World Series Sprint Cars, Steve? Oh, Max Dumesny. Nice right rear there to Ricky.
Up the front of the field, Trevor Green continues to head the parade. Cameron Gessner in second place. He's been there since the race started. Andrew Shirley in third. Robbie Farr battles on in fourth. Then comes Pittman.
It's been around 7 seasons since Trevor Green has been able to get back out on the road with Wanless World Series Sprint Cars. During that period, he's taken out 3 Tyre Power Parramatta City Raceway Track Championships. And he is a former South Australian Sprint Car champion as well. Used to dabble in the speed cars before he stepped up into the Kings of Wing.
And before that, he was into motocross.
He certainly was. Used to race around the tracks in South Australia against my brother and Sean Middleton and quite a few of the other boys. But he loves his speedway racing. As we watch him now for Adrad Radiators, you can see that little bit of damage to the top wing panel. He's on his final circulation. Won't he be stoked to finally get a victory for Wanless World Series Sprint Cars? He's negotiating the last corner and he will get the win. Well done.
The Adrad number 11 home first. Cameron Gessner second. Shirley takes out third. Robbie Farr in fourth. Darren Pittman makes it to fifth.
All the sponsors that make this team go around, because it's a big operation, it takes a lot of money to run it. So I'd just like to thank those guys, thank the crowd, World Series for doing a good job, congratulate Trev and Cam. Let's come back and go 2 better tomorrow night.
I made 1 error and that cost us a win probably, so the track was pretty tough out there. It was a bit bouncy coming off the holes, and full credit to Adrad and Trevor Green, they did a great job tonight, and Andrew must have got cracking there at the end too, so it's good to have one of my Brisbane boys up here with me. And tomorrow night's the night, mate. Second tonight, we'll take that and go after them tomorrow.
I'd like to thank Baz and Viv for the opportunity to drive their race car. Fantastic. Chris, who's toiled all year with us. Chris Torman, my crew chief. does a hell of a job. He hasn't had the same mechanic with him each week, but he just goes about his business, and we've got a pretty good handle with our car. We were pretty decent over Speedweek. We're a little disappointed with last week, but that's how it goes. And I've got to thank Adrad Radios for all their great support.
A fitting reward for the Adrad Speedster, taking out his first win of the Wanderless World Series Sprint Car Championship here at BIS. He consolidates in fourth, but have a look at the top of the points. Brook Tatnell now 13 points clear of Robbie Farr, and Max Dumesny a further point back. Here we are, night number 2 at Brisbane International Speedway, of course, the grand final of World Series Sprint Cars for Wanderless Waste Corp for the 07-08 season. And tonight, it doubles up as the Australian Sprint Car Open, paying $20,000 to win it. Of course, this man here, the world's finest, Donny Schatz, he'll be gunning for it after pocketing $50,000 last weekend. But the championship is on in earnest. Brook Tatnell leading by a slender 13 points on Robbie Farr, and Max Dumesny a further 1 point back. It couldn't get much tighter. It's going to be fantastic. Let's get into it.
It's payday. Grand final time. Brisbane International Speedway. A 400-metre demanding track. 50 laps from flag to flag. $22,000 for the winner. 4 Americans entered for tonight. Let's hear the thoughts of some of the main contenders before we go racing.
We're here to win every year, but being 21st, it adds a little bit of extra excitement, a little bit more prestige. It's no different to, it just seems fitting that it's 21st year and it's the inaugural year of the George Tatnell rookie champion. So, we're here. It's definitely what we've chased all year. I think we had the goods to win the championship last year. We just didn't do enough of the rounds because of family matters. But we're definitely here to win this thing, and definitely got the team to do it.
I think we can definitely come here and have a good night tonight, but we can't control what Brook does. It's up to Brook. He's got that slight point lead, and if he finishes too far up, no matter what we do, we're not going to catch the points. So, I think it's Brook's to lose, and we just got to try and have the best night we can. Regardless, it's tremendous effort to put a brand new team together and come to the last round of World Series with a chance to win. So, either way it goes, mate, it's 50 laps around Brisbane, so anything can happen to anybody.
The main thing is to stay out of trouble the first half of the race and kind of conserve your tire, and hopefully the track will widen out. Unfortunately the track wasn't very wide last night, so hopefully we've got a racetrack that we can race on tonight and get up through the field.
It gets tougher every year. I love coming here. It's like an addiction, just like winning. You just come here and you race and you enjoy it and have fun, and it's probably the biggest thing is I don't want to disappoint any of the people that have become fans of mine over here throughout the years.
The man who took out Wanderless World Series when we were last here at BIS joins us. Todd, how are you feeling for tonight's 50-lapper for the Australian Sprint Car Open?
I'm fit enough. I'm glad it's 50 laps because it'll probably give us a bit of a chance to get somewhere near the front, but it's going to be a long way clawing our way back up. We're in 8th position. We just got to try and go forward in this heat, hopefully get in the top 4 maybe, at least then you might get a front row start for the dash, and it's a different ball game after that.
We got cancelled 2 shows already, and just happy to be racing here tonight. Hopefully we can pull off a good win, even a win, and maybe just a good run, and come out on top, and we'll see what happens.
Many of our big guns very confident on the eve of round number 14. Last night, a very ugly heat race start brought about the undoing of Capella Bar Wreckers pilot Brian Mann.
I guess there was just a couple blokes at the front there banging wheels, going down the back straight, and you just really got to try and get through the first corner, and Archerfield is just a place that if anything can happen, it does happen here, and unfortunately you're sort of starting out at 6 and you're just right in the middle of it all, and that's obviously got to do with where I seem to be qualifying to, between 10 and 20 spots, so it's just a tough deal, and I just can't take a break at the minute.
Better luck tonight to Brian Mann and the entire team. Time now to check out preliminary highlights from a very racy BIS Speedway. JE Pistons B main time, and a couple of star drivers finding themselves out in this event. I'm sure they'd rather not, but it's Max Dumesny in car 5 battling for the lead with Tony Wynn, the North Queenslander, and Jason Johnson is also out in this event.
Trouble on turn number 1. Max Dumesny finds himself battling to even make tonight's main event, and that's pretty tough for the defending champion. Alan Woods there in the 28 car, and a spin from Jason Johnson. The Americans having a really anticlimactic finish to this series. Brian Mann whacks the wall in the 16 car. Hasn't he had a memorable season? And we have another stoppage. Again, the American involved.
Yeah, Jason Johnson just bringing the car to a halt to avoid making contact with another driver. Oh, Johnson's tagged the back of Woods under the 2 push rule. I think this is going to be it, and look at this for a flip. Alan Woods has knocked the inside front of Alan Haynes' car out, and Haynesy has ridden out a monumental crash.
Just took the front wheels straight out from under him, and that's the end of a very, very disappointing campaign for Alan Haynes.
It is. Feel sorry for the likeable Mackay resident, but Max Dumesny makes the transfer with Wynn, Muir, McFadden, Morgan, and Ricky Maiolo is the final driver to transfer and wraps up the JE Pistons B Main Points Award in the process. We'll be back after this short break with the wheel-to-wheel warfare that is the grand finale of World Series Sprint Cars.
Welcome to the main event, Oneless World Series Grand Final, Brisbane International Speedway. Here's the lineup.
Andrew Shirley, a pole sitter. Darren Pittman out of 2. Reedy 3. Farr 4. Tatnell 7. Thorley out of 8. As we look a little further, Donny Schatz, the World of Outlaws champ from 9. And Max Dumesny way back out of 13.
A total of 18 cars to face the starter. The distance is 50 laps. The prize for first, $22,000. We're racing.
Andrew Shirley, the Oztag patios and roofing pilot, nails the whole shot. What an effort as he drives down the back chute. Pittman already monstering him as they go through 3 and 4. The field's starting to settle down. It looks as though they've all made it through lap number 1 unscathed.
And if they thought 15, Donny Schatz in the Pick and Payless car was a little on the slack side last night, change your opinion tonight. He's got his serious look on. He's going for it.
I noticed that from the moment hot lap started tonight. Robbie Farr's on his side. One of our championship contenders. He was second in the points. He looked very tight on the opening lap. He spun the car, stood on the gas, and tipped it over on its side. He should be able to restart.
Well, we didn't expect that, nor did we expect Max, the defending champion, to have to come through the B main, and the American Jason Johnson, who won 4 rounds, not even making the A main. But this man in the canary yellow 15 is already up to 6th place, and that's Donny Schatz on the outside of Trevor Green.
They continue to run wheel-to-wheel down the back straight. The racetrack here, it's starting to widen out during the B main. It's had a little bit of preparation for turns 3 and 4. Now we've got a bottom, a mid, and a top line. Look at Schatz plying his trade perfectly when the track starts to slicken off. This man is an absolute demon around any bull ring worldwide, and Darren Pittman now making his intentions clear.
The tail tank of Australia 1 is next on the shopping list for Donny Schatz as he moves around this Brisbane International Speedway. 400 metres, and it's a taxing track tonight.
Pittman's got the lead. He's worked the top side in his Titan garages and carports. 21 Maxim in this race, of course, supported by his team owner, Reeve Cruck. He would love nothing better than to take out the grand final.
Darren Pittman, 4th in the World of Outlaws competition for 2008, but coming out after him in the 15 car is the winner of 19 A-mains and the World of Outlaws champion 2 years running from North Dakota. Donny Schatz, and we've got, is that Max?
It is, it's Max Dumesny. Can you believe it? Our second championship contender has stumbled. Check it out on Rich Rowley's wall cam down the back chute. A very ambitious outside passing attempt. Todd Wanless has taken his inside front out, and Max is out of commission.
Talk about high drama at the grand final. We're racing once more, and Darren Titman, driving for Titan Garages, heads the parade. Tatnell's on the move, but now he's following the 15 car of Donny Schatz.
Schatz now working the big fella, Cam Gessner, who was our top points man after the prelims here last night at BIS. He's already dispatched with Gessner. He goes to the top and blows past Danny Reedy like he's not even moving. He's going after Shirley now. The 30-year-old from Fargo, North Dakota, is really switched on. The big money's up for grabs. As we said a little bit earlier, Donny Schatz picked up $50,000 last weekend at Tyre Power Parramatta City Raceway, but he's not content with that. He wants another 22K.
After last night, some people sarcastically said Donny who? Well, he's showing them Donny who tonight.
Isn't he just? There's a shot of Trevor Green. Sadly, just backing up a little bit in this order. David Murkoff behind him. We've got Todd Wanless a little wide on the circuit trying to work the top. How would you like to be in Brook Tatnell's shoes here, Steve? He wants to race for the win, and he's just conscious of this championship with his team owner Shane Cricky here at the venue and pacing around like an expected father. He's got to bring it home for the team.
And doing the calculations in his head as the main opposition goes from bad to worse. We're talking now about Robbie Farr and Max Dumesny.
Robbie Farr trying to battle back from rear of the field after that earlier incident. There's a good shot of Darren Pittman, fourth in the World of Outlaws Championship last season. He's leading by about, well, just less than quarter of a lap. Donny Schatz can now see him. These two race a couple of hundred times a year against one another, but Schatz now beginning to reel him in a pick and pay less J&J.
Talking to Pittman in the pits, and I said, is it a matter of budget or a matter of the driver from this point on? He said, no, it's a matter of the driver to beat the three in front of me.
He is extremely quick. Make no mistake about it. You don't win the past two World of Outlaws Championships for nothing. We see some good racing going on here. Mike Carver in the Motorguard 95 and Robbie Farr, who slips up the inside of him. Dr. Evil not finished with yet. He's fighting on, and check out Todd Wanless in the self-serve auto part 61. He's going well also.
Just out of camera range at the moment is Andrew Shirley. This is his best drive of the year, but look at this, will you? The moment of truth arrives. Here's Donny Schatz in the 15 car, and on the outside is Darren Pittman, your new race leader. It's the American champion, rated as the best sprint car driver in the world today.
Did you see his pass? Millimetre perfect from Donny Schatz. Just seems to be absolutely supreme when it comes to judging slight gaps with back markers or racing for the lead. He is a phenomenal pilot. Look at him now around the top side of Tony Wynn. Pittman now trying to hunt him down. He'll be hoping for some sort of a bubble from Schatz so he can try and attack him in lap traffic.
There's Todd Wanless in the 61 car, moving to the top turn, and the 40-year-old former national champion at least picked up one round of World Series at the expense of Max Dumesny, we should say, here 5 weeks ago at Brisbane International Speedway.
He's trying to reproduce that sort of form here this evening, just struggling a little bit. The might of the world's best, just perhaps a little too strong for Todd. Off turn number 4 and down the main chute. There's Robbie Farr just disappearing out of camera shot. Trevor Green, Mike Carver and Todd Wanless. They're engaged in their own heated scrap here for race position as the maestro for pick and pay less. Donny Schatz roars off the final turn. Which way will he go here? I reckon he'll dive to the bottom. He does. Look at that. The master, isn't he? Bottom, mid-track, top. It doesn't seem to matter with this American.
Let's watch the tactic here. He moves once more to the low side. Now moves clearly through. Picks up the spot he wanted. Goes to the outside. You're right. He is the maestro when it comes to shock absorbers, and he knows where to set a car to be anywhere on the track that is convenient to pass.
You're absolutely right, Steve. He just seems to be able to lock the race car down. Have a look. You can't say it's purely set up to run high or run low because he's running wherever he likes around this racetrack. Here's a shot at Darren Pittman. Now coming up behind the Capella Bar Wreckers, 18 of David Blingy Muir. He's trying to stay in touch with Schatz. How frustrating must it be for this man to see Donny Schatz disappearing off into the distance after racing with him in the States and probably suffering a similar deal.
Time for a stock take. Schatz the leader. Pittman runs in second. Andrew Shirley continues to hold on to third. But then we have Danny Reedy, Brook Tatnell, the Victorian David Murcock, the Queenslander Peter Thorley, Cameron Gester and the American Mike Carver from Pennsylvania, all filling out the top 10.
Just saw Robbie Farr blast by a few moments ago. With 4 wins, he was able to take out the Vortex Wings Racing Products Dash Points Award, Steve. He'll be pretty happy with that. Had it wrapped up before the final round here in Brisbane.
He won't be too thrilled to be lapped by the man in the 15 car, and that's just about to happen.
Well, earlier on in the weekend, Robbie fed Donny Schatz a right rear.
Oh, that was close, but beautiful change of tactics down to the low line and around the number 7 car. Robbie Farr tries to fight back, but he's been through the wars tonight, and Donny Schatz just clears out and goes after the next car.
He does. There goes Danny Reedy. Graphic shot of the Rockstar battling it out. Here's Darren Pittman. Puts a lap on Trevor Green, who was last night's preliminary A-Main winner. It just shows you how devastatingly quick the likes of Schatz and Pittman are. There's Robbie Farr in 7, Mike Carver in the USA 1. Here's a shot of the 61 of Todd Wanless, duking it out with David Blingy Muir, and all the while Brook Tatnell for Cricky Motorsports trying to hang on and finish off this championship, the same title that his late father George won 21 years ago.
Track's racy, isn't it? For a 50-lapper, this is a very strong track, and everyone's been able to run pretty hard.
Yes, BIS renowned for being locked down and very quick, but here tonight it has widened out beautifully, and this capacity crowd are enjoying one of the best rounds of our Wanless World Series Sprint Car Trail.
Unfortunately, it's the end of the trail for Richard Morgan, who takes the 54 off.
We're going green once again. Donny Schatz from Fargo, North Dakota. He'd have Gary Rush and crew chief Johnny Barrett looking on here at their Charger as he shows the rest of the field how it should be done around this quarter-mile raceway. A great battle here between the likes of Robbie Farr and how about this one, Andrew Shirley, the Rockstar Danny Reedy. These two have been going at it wheel to wheel for the past 10 laps or so. Tucked in behind them, we've got Brook Tatnell, the Australian champion, trying to win this championship and dedicate it to his hard-working team and family.
I wonder if he's got a little smile on his face at the moment, John, as he moves up behind Danny Reedy. He knows Robbie Farr is out of contention. He knows Max Dumesny is out of the race. He's got the points. It looks like Wanless World Series number 6 coming to Brook Tatnell tonight.
This championship means so much to Brook Tatnell. He's trying to put his name back out there. He's yet to secure a ride on the World of Outlaws Sprint Car Trail for this coming season, and he desperately wants to win to show that he's capable of still running with the big boys anywhere around the world.
And haven't we got a battle here for the minors between NT number 5, Danny Reedy, and Andrew Shirley in the number 25 Ausdeck car.
A battle of epic proportions. It's been going back and forth, back and forth. There's Robbie Farr, Dr. Evil, trying to conjure some magic and make a move on Todd Wanless. But yes, the Rockstar Danny Reedy, his car seems nice up top. Shirley good on the bottom, and I must say I really do love the blue and green paint job on the Ausdeck car. Stuart Craig, the head honcho for Ausdeck, I know he's hoping to go out on the road with Andrew Shirley for Wanless World Series next season, and they would be a valuable addition.
Oh heavens, he almost made a mistake. That's Donny Schatz. He is just remarkable to watch. It really is sprint car racing at its very best.
The slicker the track gets, the quicker Donny Schatz goes. Maybe it's shock absorbers, he just locks that car down, but he just seems to have this uncanny knack of being able to control the throttle and maybe breathe the race car like not too many others have been able to do over the years. We know Steve Kinzer is the king of the Outlaws. If he's the king, is Donny Schatz the new king, or perhaps the Prince of Speed, Steve?
I thought you were going to say something else there, John.
Yeah, well, he's certainly not the Joker come race night. His race face, very, very serious.
All right, let's settle down for the run to the checkered flag. There he goes on the outside of Todd Wanless, who's sitting in 12th place. Robbie Farr continues his battle, but his shots once more across the start-finish line. I think we're headed towards the 50 laps in the not-too-distant future, John.
Yes, there's Darren Pittman, the 29-year-old, originally hailed from Owasso, Oklahoma. He is Reeve Cruck's main man over in the United States, but Titan Racing USA. Doesn't Reeve put a massive amount into this sport also? We're grateful for his support of this event. There's Schatz getting by Trevor Green. We should also make mention of the fact that Max Dumesny, despite crashing out in this particular event, did wrap up the Del West Valves Heat Race Points Award a little earlier on in the night. And we certainly thank Del West for their support.
Donny Schatz leads Darren Pittman. Andrew Shirley of Queensland is in third. Danny Reedy sits in fourth place. Fifth is Brook Tatnell, followed by Victorian David Murcott. Then comes the Queenslanders. Peter Thorley in car 51, Cameron Gester in 26, and the Pennsylvanian Mike Carver in USA 1.
Oh, Reedy and Shirley continue to bang wheels around this racetrack. As a matter of fact, the white flag is now on display, and the 30-year-old from Fargo, North Dakota is going to win $22,000 at Brisbane International Speedway, the grand finale to one-less World Series Sprint Cars. Darren Pittman finishes second. Andrew Shirley comes out on top after that amazing dogfight with the rock star Danny Reedy. And fifth place and the championship for one-less race car, Brook Tatnell.
Well, it's great people behind you, whether it's here in the USA. I mean, Gary Rush Racing, these guys work awful hard, and they know what I expect out of them. After last night's performance, they made me ride in the boot back to the hotel. So, you know, I guess I'm lucky today. Maybe tonight I'll be able to ride up front in the air conditioning.
We're getting beat by a better race team and a better driver right now, so my hat's off to them. Obviously, congrats. They have got some things figured out, and thanks to Reeve for putting on this race and bringing me over every year. We enjoy it, and we promise we're not going to quit until we can finally beat somebody and try to get one of these wins. But all in all, thanks to my crew. We tore that thing up really bad yesterday, so thanks to Dean, Scott, Gleno, everybody, Paul and Bingo, everybody at Titan. They did a great job and never gave up, and second place is all we had, so we'll take it and get better and come back next year.
We ran third to two professionals. I sell patios for a living, so I guess it's not too bad to run third to these guys. I'd also just like to let the crowd know, thank the crowd for coming. And Ostec Patios and Roofing and myself are going to give a percentage of the prize money to an orphanage over in overseas. So that's just a good thing we want to try and do. And I'd just like to thank all the sponsors, the crowd for coming, Big Fella upstairs for keeping me safe, crew, lovely wife Jade, and just Stuart Craig, Phil Foster, everyone that makes this deal go round. Thank you.
I think there's a few people out there racing for sheep stations, and I don't really think we deserve what happened tonight, but that's racing, and you take it on the chin and move on, don't you? And I wish everybody that's done well this year all the best, but we had a lot of mechanical problems, and we've got lots of reasons why we didn't do good, but we still didn't win.
Yes, bad luck for Hainsey as we turn our attention to the championship points. And congratulations to Cricky Motorsport pilot Brook Tatnell on winning title number 6. Second position to fellow Sydney sider Robbie Farr, 23 points adrift. Defending champ Max Dumesny finishes third. Let's hear from our place getters.
I came in here tonight with plans of winning $20,000. I mean, I like Reeve Cruck, but I like his money better, and just really wanted to get it tonight. But I had Cara and Shane Cricky. I think he's been on blood pressure pills all day long. He's like, we've only got to finish in a certain position. We've only got to finish in a certain position. Set at the red flag. He's like, well, what do you think? I said, I think if we tighten it up a little bit, we'll be good. And he's like, no, don't touch it, leave it. Just finish where you're at. But it's probably the hardest 50 laps I've ever had to control myself not to get in there, and we didn't have anything for the two guys in front. Don't get me wrong, Donny and Darren ran away and showed them why they're two of the best in the world, and I think we had something for Reedy and Shirley, but this championship was something we had to make sure we conquered, and to go down on the record list as a 6-time champion and have my name up there with the greats. It's an honour, especially being this the 21st year of World Series, and to the promoters, they've done a hell of a job. They had a lot on their backs to get this underway this year, and to One Less Waste Corp, thank you very much.
Bad race, good series. So I just made a mistake there early and spun out and got on the side. So just flat out drive error, and we had to struggle from the back then, so it was always going to be tough, and Brook knew what he had to do, and he obviously done it. So, no, real happy with the series, mate. And as I said earlier, new team, to roll out there and come down the last round with a shot at winning, it's pretty cool, I reckon. So, we've won Speedweek, and, we're rolling in January, with a car we feel like we're getting the handle on.
The car was working great. I think we were going forward pretty well. I think we would have made it. Maybe I was a little anxious, don't know, but these things happen. Congratulations to Brook and Robbie, they did a good job, and hopefully next year we'll come back and do a better job.
Yeah, we're pretty happy where we are. We'd like to be further up, as everyone does, but looking at the guys who finish in front of us, there's a lot of the guys that have been racing for a long time and finish behind guys such as Max and Brook. I'm pretty happy.
Congratulations to young James McFadden, the George Tatnell Rookie of the Series.
We'd also like to give a quick shout out to Nick Speed from East Coast Pipeline Racing for winning the coveted Crew Chief of the Year award.
On behalf of all associated with Wanless World Series Sprint Cars, thanks for your company.
Welcome everybody to the final round of the World Series Sprintcars.
What an effort as he drives down the back tube. Robbie Farr's on his side. It's Max Dumesny. Can you believe it? The big money's up for grabs. Dr. Evil not finished with yet.
Look at this, will you? The moment of truth arrives. Here's Donny Schatz in the 15 car.
Look at this for a flip. Al loves to accept the checkered flag. Brook Tatnell for Gricky Motorsport and Toyota Genuine Parts.
Coming up after the break, we head back into the Speedweek studios for round 3 of the High Tech Oil Speedweek E-Series, powered by Gran Turismo Sport and PlayStation 4.